Chapter 91 Overwhelming. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The competition continued, and the second match was between Meng Zi and Zhou Jini. The two stood on the stage. Zhou Jini looked calm, but Meng Zi was full of fighting spirit. Meng Zi had long been looking forward to fighting with Zhou Jini. After all, the two had been the objects of comparison in other people's chats since childhood. Zhou Jini, I will definitely defeat you. Meng Zi drew out his long sword and spoke to Zhou Jini, with a serious face. Zhou Jini glanced at Meng Zi and said calmly, "You are not my opponent." Meng Zi was so angry that he jumped up like thunder, shouted loudly, raised the long sword in his hand, and slashed 3 swords at Zhou Jini. The sword light was like a dragon, and under the blessing of Meng Zi's spiritual power, it turned into 3 sharp sword auras and rushed straight to Zhou Jini. Zhou Jini's body shook and disappeared in an instant, making all 3 swords cut by Meng Zi fall into the air. Wuchang only took a glance at the competition in the field and concluded that Meng Zi would definitely lose. Zhou Jini's skills are far superior to Meng Zi's, and her cultivation is also stronger than Meng Zi's. In addition, her character is even better than Meng Zi's, so it is difficult for Meng Zi to have a chance to turn the tables. Of course, if Meng Zi has a secret technique similar to the 100-fold sublimation instant kill technique, that is another matter, but this assumption is absolutely impossible. After the two fought for about 30 moves, Zhou Jini slapped Meng Zi's chest and knocked Meng Zi away. Meng Zi stood outside the competition stage with a complicated expression and tears in his eyes, but his tears did not flow down, and his eyes showed a firm look. "Zhou Jini, I lost, but I will not give up. I will come to compete with you again in 3 years." After Meng Zi finished speaking, he returned directly to the Meng family. Wuchang is the hope of the Meng family, so Meng Zi's loss did not cause much reaction from the Meng family, but instead felt that it was natural. The competition continued, and Cui Luochen, Lu Muchuan, and Luo Meng stood out. Cui Luochen was the most eye-catching, because when he showed his first-level cultivation of the foundation-building realm, the opponent admitted defeat directly without even starting to fight. With the end of the second round of competition, everyone's eyes became eager. The first 2 competitions were appetizers in everyone's eyes, and now it was time for the main course to be served. In order to increase the difficulty and fun, the 5-person competition adopted a team battle mode, that is, 5 people stepped onto the competition stage at the same time. This was proposed by the heads of the Cui and Zhou families, and the Meng family was forced to agree. Wuchang was still present at the time, and Meng Yan quietly asked Wuchang for his opinion. Wuchang knew as soon as he heard it that this was because he defeated Cui Hao, and the Cui family came up with this way to deal with him. Of course, if Meng Yan disagreed, this competition method could not be implemented. Wuchang stood on the competition stage and saw Cui Luochen, Zhou Jini, and Lu Muchuan standing together, while Luo Meng was standing on the other side. He had a rough idea in his mind. However, the Luo family where Luo Meng was located was affiliated with the Zhou family, as Meng Yan just told Wuchang. In other words, Wuchang had to deal with 4 people alone. Wuchang looked calm. To be honest, he didn't like this kind of competition. If it was on the battlefield, a life-and-death fight, he could deal with the 4 people in front of him in 2 or 3 moves. "Go ahead, deal with him first, and we'll decide the winner later." Cui Luochen narrowed his eyes and spoke to several people, and his body instantly revealed the pressure of the first level of the foundation-building realm. Lu Muchuan and Zhou Jini nodded at the same time and rushed towards Wuchang. The cultivation of the 9th level of qi refining gushed out of their bodies like a volcanic eruption. At the same time, Luo Meng moved. He shouted loudly, and the cultivation of the peak of the 8th level of qi refining was revealed. Luo Meng held a huge iron rod in his hand and smashed it at Wuchang. In an instant, the 3 people attacked Wuchang at the same time, causing many people at the scene to turn their eyes to Meng Yan, the head of the Meng family. Many people originally thought that Meng Yan would be angry or panic, but they were wrong. Meng Yan's face was calm. These people then turned their eyes to the other people in the Meng family. No one showed any worry, but there was a hint of sarcasm at the corners of their mouths. At this moment, the people present were instantly refreshed. and they felt that there was something interesting to watch. Wuchang looked calm, without any panic in his eyes. He performed the 8 diagrams dragon step and his body disappeared instantly. Wuchang had come to Luo Meng at this moment and punched him. With a bang, Luo Meng's back was hit hard by Wuchang. Luo Meng screamed and felt that all the bones in his body seemed to fall apart. A huge force surged above his body, and the whole person flew directly. Bang! Luo Meng fell directly under the competition platform, opened his mouth, and a mouthful of blood gushed out. Wuchang ignored Luo Meng and saw Zhou Jini running towards him at a very fast speed, and the long sword in his hand was raised, and he was about to cut Wuchang with a sword. Wuchang looked indifferent, and as fast as lightning, he crashed directly into Zhou Jini's arms. A soft sound came from his left shoulder. Zhou Jini screamed, and his body flew backwards, with a hint of red on his face. Wuchang's collision was quite powerful. Although Zhou Jini tried his best to stabilize his body, he still couldn't stop in the end and fell directly under the competition platform. Zhou Jini felt a burning pain in his left chest, and couldn't help but glared at Wuchang fiercely, with a face full of shame and anger. Wuchang didn't have time to pay attention to Zhou Jini. He had just held back, otherwise the opponent's ribs would have been broken at least a few times. While Wuchang knocked Zhou Jini away, his body swayed and he came to Lu Muchuan's side. Seeing the other party punching him, Wuchang snorted coldly and punched him as well. With a bang, the two fists collided directly. Wuchang did not move at all. Lu Muchuan screamed, and there was a sound of bones breaking. Lu Muchuan looked at Wuchang, fear in his eyes, and quickly retreated. But Wuchang was faster than him, and before Lu Muchuan could react, he kicked Lu Muchuan in the chest. Lu Muchuan screamed, and his body slammed directly under the competition stage, and blood gushed out of his mouth. All this seemed very slow, but it was actually only about a breath of time, and the speed was extremely fast. Chui Luochen wanted to step forward to help, but he then found that there were only himself and Wuchang left on the entire competition stage. Who are you? Chui Luochen spoke in disbelief. At this moment, his heart was in turmoil. Wuchang looked calm. He moved, approaching Chui Luochen as fast as lightning. Thunder Explosion Fist. In order to show his respect for Chui Luochen, who was in the Foundation Establishment realm, Wuchang directly used the Thunder Explosion Fist. Thunder and lightning surged on his right hand, and he punched out, heading straight for Chui Luochen. Chui Luochen's face showed a ferocious look. This was the stage he prepared for himself, but now it seemed to be messed up. Chui Luochen shouted loudly, punched out with both fists, and met Wuchang's punch. Bang! The 3 punches intersected. Chui Luochen screamed, and his body flew backwards like a kite with a broken string, and finally fell on the ground in front of Zhou Jini. Chapter 92 Ligu NATO War. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Above the dense forest, 3 figures stood on 2 long swords and flew towards the distance. These 3 people were naturally Wuchang, Meng Zi, and Meng Jiyu. Wuchang walked in front alone on his sword, while Meng Jiyu stood on his sister Meng Zi's long sword. The competition in Shujiucheng ended yesterday. Wuchang directly forced the 4 people off the competition stage in a crushing way, shocking the entire Shujiucheng. Chui Luochen's face was as pale as paper. He couldn't accept this result and fainted directly. The Meng family got 2 mines, one from the Chui family and one from the Zhou family. The reason why the Zhou family was willing to give out a mine was to prepare a dowry for Zhou Jini, but because of the defeat, all the calculations fell through. Zhou Jini left Shujiucheng that afternoon and returned to the sect Luoyun sect. Naturally, the engagement with Chui Luochen was left unfinished. It can be said that this competition, which was originally led by Chui Luochen to show his fighting power, was completely changed because of Wuchang's arrival. Moreover, when the Chui family and the Zhou family heard that Wuchang was a disciple of Changshengmen and came here on the orders of the ancestor of the Meng family, and that 2 people from the Meng family would join Changshengmen, the Chui family and the Zhou family were silent at the same time. They knew very well that for a long time in the future, the Meng family would still be the first family in Shujiucheng. Wuchang and his friends had left Shujiucheng for an hour, and the Meng siblings gradually came out of the sadness of leaving home. At this moment, they were more looking forward to the future, and at the same time, there was a trace of uneasiness in their hearts. At this moment, Wuchang stopped and then slowly fell to the ground. Although Meng Zi and his sister didn't know what was going on, they naturally followed him. After a while, the three of them stood on the ground. "Come out. I've been following you all the way." Wuchang naturally knew who was following them. With Ji Yaoyao's powerful Yuanshan, it was equivalent to having an extra pair of clairvoyance. Meng Zi and Meng Zhiyu were very surprised. They didn't sense anything. Good. Good. It's worth following all the way. It's quite interesting. A man's voice came out, and then a figure appeared from a distance. It was Li Gubei. Wuchang didn't know why Li Gubei came to find him, but he also knew that there were two powerful soul-dividing realm masters not far away. These two people are Li Gubei's protectors. But at this moment, both of them are hiding in the dark and didn't show up. Wuchang frowned slightly. Although he knew Li Gubei, he had never dealt with him in his previous life, and he didn't know what kind of person he was. "This fellow Taoist, I followed all the way, I don't know what it's all about." Wuchang looked at Li Gubei and asked the doubts in his heart. Li Gubei looked at Wuchang with a fiery face, and then said with high fighting spirit, "Your physical strength is very strong, I want to fight with you." Wuchang was stunned, and a strange look appeared on his face. Could this guy have been so belligerent in his previous life? Wuchang's brain was working fast, and then he said calmly, "No fight." Li Gubei was stunned, and then he said, "That's not up to you. If you don't fight me, I will follow you all the time. You don't want to be followed all the way. Besides, I want to compete with you in physical strength, and I won't use any spiritual power. You don't have to worry that I will use my realm to suppress you." Wuchang saw Li Gubei's eager eyes and strong fighting spirit. He can now be sure that this guy is really a belligerent person. Don't fight if there is no benefit at all. Wuchang thought of Li Gubei's identity, and suddenly his mind moved, and decided to give it a try to see if there is any unexpected gain. Li Gubei couldn't help laughing when he heard Wuchang's words, and then he said, "It's easy to get benefits. How about this, you fight with me, no matter you win or lose, I will give you 1,000 low-grade spirit stones as a reward. How about that?" Wuchang was slightly surprised to see that the other party took out 1,000 low-grade spirit stones at once, as expected of the young master of Qingfeng's sect. His moves are indeed extraordinary. But Wuchang didn't want these things, he really didn't lack spirit stones for the time being. Wuchang, never take advantage of others. How about this, if you can beat me, this earth spirit bead is for you. Of course, if you lose, you have to take out an innate spiritual object for me. How about it? Do you dare to have a bigger bet with me, so that both of us can really go all out? After Wuchang finished speaking, he took out the earth spirit bead directly, and the rich earth attribute spiritual power instantly spread, which made Li Gubei slightly stunned. He didn't expect that Wuchang actually took out an innate spiritual object directly. Li Gubei couldn't help but hesitate. There were really two innate spiritual objects in his storage ring. One was a fire-attributed innate spiritual object, which he absolutely couldn't throw away, because the technique he practiced was a fire-attributed technique. There was also a gold-attributed innate spiritual object, called the Vajra vine. Although it was only a small piece, it contained a huge amount of gold elements. He originally wanted to use this thing when practicing sword energy in the future to make his sword energy sharper. But he really wanted to fight with Wuchang, because he felt that if the two could fight, he would definitely gain a lot. Wuchang now took out the innate spiritual object, the Earth Spirit Pearl, so he naturally couldn't be stingy. He naturally wouldn't take out the fire-attributed innate spiritual object, because that was related to the practice of his technique. Li Gubei was also a free and easy person. With a wave of his hand, the Vajra vine appeared. The moment the Vajra vine appeared, a strong golden spiritual power instantly burst out from the Vajra vine. Among these spiritual powers, there are traces of golden edges. This thing is called Vajra vine, which is no worse than the Earth Spirit Pearl in your hand. If you can defeat me, this belongs to you. When Wuchang saw the Vajra vine, his eyes were bright. He didn't expect that Li Gubei really had what he needed. At this moment, Wuchang almost laughed with joy. This trip is too cost-effective. All 3 5-element spiritual objects are gathered together. When I return to the sect, I can plan the foundation building. A gentleman's word is as good as a horse. Then it's settled. Wuchang suppressed the joy in his heart and said to Li Gubei, "Come on, let's fight here." Li Gubei's eyes lit up, and he waved his hand to put away the Vajra vine, and a strong fighting spirit rose from his body. After Meng Zi and Meng Jiyu felt Li Gubei's fighting spirit, the 2 siblings felt a little difficult to breathe. They were shocked at the same time and hurriedly retreated. They didn't expect that even if Li Gubei didn't show any cultivation, he was still so scary. Wuchang didn't think there was anything wrong. After all, Li Gubei was not an ordinary person. After he put away the Earth Spirit Pearl, he slowly walked to the opposite side of Li Gubei, and a strong fighting spirit rose from Wuchang's heart. He also wanted to know where the limit of his physical strength was. Chapter 93 Defeat Li Gubei. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 2 of them stood opposite each other, without any spiritual energy fluctuations on their bodies. "Punch me!" Li Gubei took the lead, making a fist with his right hand and punching Wuchang. Although Li Gubei didn't use any spiritual power, when his fist punched out, the sound of explosions kept ringing in the air. Wuchang stood still, leaning forward slightly, making a fist with his right hand, punching out, and directly met Li Gubei's punch. Boom! When their fists met, there was a sound of explosion, and a strong wind surged around them, blowing the surrounding leaves into the sky. Then each leaf exploded and turned into powder. The moment their fists collided, their bodies trembled at the same time, with a look of pain on their faces. Wuchang shook his body and took a step back, while Li Gubei shook his body and stopped in place. This is of course not because Wuchang is inferior to his opponent, but because Li Gubei took advantage of the impact just now and is slightly better than Wuchang. Wuchang glanced at Li Gubei, laughed, and said, "Happy, take a punch from me too." Golden light appeared on Wuchang's body, and his whole body instantly became golden. He raised his fist and hit Li Gubei directly. Gold pipe. Li Gubei's expression was solemn, and golden light also overflowed from his skin. Then he clenched his right fist and faced Wuchang's blow. There was a loud bang sound, and the 2 people's bodies shook violently, and they took 3 steps back at the same time. Wuchang was not surprised at all when he saw that the other party was also golden-skinned. As the young sect leader of a large sect with the 6-god realm, Li Gubei naturally knows more than the average person. "Kill!" The 2 men shouted loudly at the same time and rushed toward each other, using their fists, kicks, elbows, and knees in a vicious manner. Although it was a competition, neither of them had any intention of holding back. However, neither of them used any spiritual power, so close combat is the best way to test it. Bang bang. The 2 fists and feet exchanged, and they exchanged more than 100 moves in an instant. Li Gubei became more and more frightened as he fought. He had almost used all his strength, but Wuchang seemed to be able to do it with ease. You know, when it comes to the physical body, Li Gubei has been training since he was a child, and he has spent countless resources from heaven and earth to achieve what he is today. Li Gubei didn't believe that anyone could surpass him. Wuchang, you are very good, take another punch from me. Qingfeng Fist. Qingfeng Fist is one of Qingfeng sect's top boxing techniques. Its power may appear to be gentle, like the breeze blowing on your face, but in fact it is extremely domineering and extremely violent. Although Li Gubei did not use his spiritual power, after the Qingfeng Fist was launched, the power of each punch Li Gubei made at least doubled. Wuchang's body swayed, and he launched the Bagua Yulong step. He immediately took a few steps back and avoided Li Gubei's blow. Thunder Explosion Fist. Wuchang shouted softly and clenched fists with his left hand at the same time. Although he did not use his spiritual power, the sound of thunderstorm sounded from his fists. Li Gubei was not afraid at all. He used Qingfeng Fist and collided directly with Wuchang. Crack. As the 2 fists collided, the strong wind directly tore apart a huge boulder below. The crack spread and then exploded. As the combat skills were displayed, the confrontation between the two became more terrifying and dangerous. Meng Jiyu swallowed the saliva in his mouth and said, "Sister, they are too powerful. Their physical strength alone is terrifyingly powerful." Meng Ziyi nodded, then smiled bitterly. "In the past, I always felt that I was no worse than others in the 9 cities of Shu. Now I realize how ridiculous this idea is. The frog in the well is just sitting in the well and looking at the sky." Meng Jiyu looked at the two people moving around in the field with admiration in his eyes. Not far away, 2 figures were invisible in the void, one tall and one short, both looking at the competition in the field with solemn expressions. These 2 people are both Li Gubei's protectors. They have cultivated in the soul-split realm, and they followed Li Gubei all the way here, the short old man said with a serious expression. "Young master, you have encountered a powerful enemy." The tall old man also nodded and said calmly, "Wouldn't this be better?" The young master is extremely persistent in his pursuit of martial arts. It is rare to meet someone of his age who can make him go all out. The short old man smiled slightly and stopped talking, but his eyes were fixed on the competition site. Boom! Ji Wuchang and Li Gubei's fists collided again, and both of them could not help but show pain again on their faces, and then they took a few steps back at the same time. "It's so happy. It's been a long time since anyone has let me take action so happily. Ji Wuchang, I admit that you are very strong, but I can't win." Ji Wuchang smiled slightly, and then said, "Really? Then try again." After Ji Wuchang finished speaking, there was a crackling sound from the bones in his body, and a terrifying momentum rose from Ji Wuchang's body. At this moment, all the bones in Ji Wuchang's body were glowing like glass. At this moment, he was ready to truly use the power of jade bones. Li Gubei felt the terrifying aura coming from Ji Wuchang's body and couldn't help but widen his eyes, because this is not spiritual power, but the pressure of physical power. Thunder explosion fist! Ji Wuchang shouted loudly, his body speed suddenly doubled, he was in front of Li Gubei in an instant, and punched him down. The sound of thunderstorms rang out in the fist, and wherever the fist went, it was like a howling wind, which made Li Gubei change color. Li Gubei was too late to dodge, and a hint of ferocity appeared in his eyes. He clenched his right fist and punched out, meeting Ji Wuchang's punch. The 2 fists intersected, and there was a loud bang. Li Gubei retreated more than 10 steps, and his face showed pain. Li Gubei only felt that his right arm was extremely painful. If he hadn't held it back, he would have almost screamed. Ji Wuchang took advantage of the situation and approached Li Gubei like a ghost, and punched again. Li Gubei's right arm was injured just now, and he didn't have time to think about it. He clenched his left fist and punched out. With a bang, Li Gubei flew backwards, and his back hit a big tree directly. The tree couldn't bear this terrible force and fell directly. Li Gubei's left and right hands trembled at the same time, and his face showed a painful expression, but before he could recover, Ji Wuchang had already arrived in front of him and punched him again. Li Gubei felt the power of this punch, and a trace of horror appeared in his eyes. He reacted instinctively and the spiritual power in his body gushed out. Li Gubei punched out and collided with Ji Wuchang's punch. Li Gubei retreated more than 10 steps and then stopped, looking at Ji Wuchang in disbelief. Ji Wuchang did not attack again. He had a rough idea in his mind. Now he was able to sweep away people of the 3rd and 4th levels of the foundation building realm with just the strength of his body. After all, he had not yet fully used all his physical strength. Chapter 94 Return, System tasks are released again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Do you still want to fight? Ji Wuchang looked at Li Gubei and asked calmly. The moment the opponent used his spiritual power, the competition was over. Li Gubei looked at Ji Wuchang in shock, then shook his head and said, "No more fighting, I lost." "How did you do it?" Li Gubei was really curious. He had already cultivated golden skin and asked himself that he was no worse than anyone else. He didn't think that Ji Wuchang would reach the jade bone now, and, for the jade bone, let alone him, even the Qingfeng sect only knew a little. Ji Wuchang smiled slightly, then said, "There is no end to body refining, and golden skin is just the beginning." Li Gubei couldn't help but ponder on the spot when he heard Ji Wuchang's words, and his eyes showed a thoughtful look. After an incense stick, Li Gubei shook his head. waved his hand, and the Vajra vine appeared. Li Gubei glanced at the Vajra vine, his eyes full of reluctance, but he still waved his hand and sent the Vajra vine to Ji Wuchang. No more fighting, I lost this time. Ji Wuchang, I will remember you, this competition is not over yet, I will definitely defeat you next time I appear. After Li Gubei finished speaking, he did not stop, his body shook, and he flew directly into the distance, and soon disappeared from Ji Wuchang's sight. Beside Li Gubei, two old men, one tall and one short, appeared. Young master, do you want us to take action and take back the Vajra vine and the Earth Spirit Pearl? That the tall old man said. Li Gubei glared at the tall old man, then calmly said, I am willing to accept the loss. Do you think I am the kind of person who can't afford to lose? Besides, I, Li Gubei, must personally recover the face I lost. Ji Wuchang of Chongqing sect, interesting, it is worth my trip to Boyanzu. There is no end to body refining. After returning, I will temper my body again. I firmly believe that I am no worse than anyone else. After Li Gubei finished speaking, he revealed an invincible aura, which made the two old men, one tall and one short, instantly brighten their eyes and nod repeatedly. This is their young master, who will lead them out of beta state in the future. Ding! Successfully defeated Li Gubei, luck value plus 200, Li Gubei's luck value plus 50. As soon as Li Gubei left, the voice of the system sounded in Ji Wuchang's mind, which made Ji Wuchang slightly stunned, and then overjoyed. He didn't expect that defeating Li Gubei would actually have a luck value reward. According to the nature of the system, the luck value rewarded each time is 1/3 of the opponent's. Doesn't that mean that Li Gubei's luck value is 600? However, that's not right. Li Gubei's luck value has increased. System, are you mistaken? Li Gubei's luck value plus 50, what's going on, master? Some people in the world of immortal cultivation have a rock-hard heart. They don't care about winning or losing in the competition, they only want to hone themselves. Although the master won Li Gubei, not only did he not damage his heart, but also made him believe that he would be invincible in the future. So, failure is nothing to him, but an incentive. Ji Wuchang understood it instantly after hearing it. They left and had no intention of coming back to rob things. That kid is not bad. Ji Wuchang heard Ji Yaoyao's voice. Ji Wuchang nodded slightly. Li Gubei did not disappoint him. Ji Yaoyao used to be a powerful person in the Supreme Realm. She could praise Li Gubei like this, which means that Li Gubei is definitely not ordinary. This time, he got the Vajra vine, which made him complete the last innate spiritual object. It was Ji Wuchang who owed him a favor. He would repay him when he had the chance in the future. Ji Wuchang had a clear distinction between gratitude and resentment. He would not be stingy with those who were good to him. He would not be soft-hearted with those who were not good to him. When he thought of getting 200 luck points, Ji Wuchang's eyes narrowed slightly. The three of them continued to move. If it weren't for the two siblings Meng Zi and Meng Jiyu around him, Ji Wuchang would not rush back to the sect. Instead, he would find a place to retreat and refine these three innate spiritual objects, but now he had to wait until he returned to the sect. Half a month later, they arrived at Tiantong City, and Ji Wuchang took the two siblings to participate in the auction held by the celebrity auction house. Meng Jiyu was still participating in such an auction for the first time, and he was very excited. In one night, Ji Wuchang made 2 moves and bought 2 small things. Then he continued to move the next day. 8 days later, the Chongqing Gate finally appeared in Ji Wuchang's vision. Looking at the towering gate of Changshengmen, the Meng siblings could not help but feel restrained. System, sign in, ding. Successfully signed in at the gate of Changshengmen, rewarded with 2.5 years of cultivation. Luck value plus 3. This is the 3rd time that Ji Wuchang has signed in at the gate of the sect, and the reward has been reduced to 1/4 of the first time. Feeling the surging spiritual power in his body, Ji Wuchang quickly guided the spiritual power into the meridians and dantian of his whole body. With the influx of these spiritual powers, Ji Wuchang's cultivation increased again, from the late stage of the 10th level of qi refining to the peak of the 10th level of qi refining. All this was calculated by Ji Wuchang. After refining 3 spiritual objects, he can officially impact the foundation building realm. Ding! System task released. Please reach the foundation building realm within 1 month and open up at least 9 Tau platforms. If you can open up 10 Tau platforms, the master will have a special reward. Hearing the voice of the system, Wuchang's eyes lit up instantly, and he quickly checked the system panel. Host, Wuchang, cultivation, peak of the 10th level of Qi refining, root bones, earth grade middle grade, Qi luck value, 376, special ability, none, system task, reach the foundation establishment stage within 1 month and open at least 9 Dao platforms. Wuchang narrowed his eyes slightly. He didn't know what the special reward of the system was, but since the system said so, it must be of great use to him. At this moment, his heart was extremely hot, and he wanted to break through now. Wuchang greeted the people guarding the mountain gate, and then took the Meng siblings to Shaozhu Peak. It took more than a month before and after, and Wuchang finally came back. He felt relieved. Greetings, senior brother Ji. As soon as he arrived at Shaozhu Peak, he met Wang Yi and Wang Ping, who saluted Wuchang and looked at Meng Ziyi and Meng Jiyu curiously. Wuchang nodded slightly, without saying much, and took the 2 of them to the place where the master practiced. As soon as Wuchang arrived at the door of the hall where the master was, he saw Meng Kaihong standing there with a kind smile on his face. Shaozhu Peak is her territory, and she naturally knew about Wuchang and the other 2 as soon as they showed up. Wuchang clasped his fists and said, "Disciple greets master." Meng Kaihong smiled slightly, and then said, "Wuchang, thank you for your hard work. It's what a disciple should do." Wuchang smiled and said, then stood aside. Meng Jiyu and Meng Ziyi hurried forward, knelt down directly, and said respectfully, "Meng Ziyi, Meng Jiyu greet the ancestor." Meng Kaihong looked at the 2 of them, smiled and nodded, and couldn't help but feel a little more comforted in her heart. Chapter 95 The sect's recent developments. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wuchang explained in detail what happened in the 9 cities of Shu, and took out the eye of the fiery dragon. Meng Kaihong glanced at it and then handed it back to Wuchang. Although the eyes of the fiery divine dragon cannot be completely regarded as innate spiritual objects, the majestic energy contained in them is no worse than that of innate spiritual objects. Take this thing, it's comparable to a fire-attributed spiritual thing. As for the other 2, I'm trying to figure it out, Meng Kaihong said with a smile. Wuchang took it with a smile, and then said with a smile, "Master, this disciple has some adventures when he goes out this time. I just got an innate spiritual object with 2 attributes, gold and earth. I'm going to retreat for a few days and then attack the foundation building realm. Therefore, I still need to ask the master for a foundation building pill." When Meng Kaihong heard this, his eyes instantly lit up, and with a wave of his hand, a porcelain bottle appeared and was delivered directly to Wuchang. "There are 2 foundation establishment pills here. Keep them together, just in case." Wuchang nodded with a smile, then clasped his fists at Meng Kaihong, turned around and left. As soon as Wuchang returned to his small courtyard, his second senior brother Linghong came. The 2 of them greeted each other, and Wuchang smiled and asked, "Second senior brother, has anything happened to the sect recently?" Linghong smiled and said, "Fourth junior brother, although you have left not long ago, a lot of things have happened in our sect. Senior sister Wanqiu and senior brothers Wei Yan have made breakthroughs one after another, and now they are already powerful at the first level of the Purple Mansion realm. Senior brother Kai Ping also broke through and became a strong man at the 9th level of the Foundation Establishment realm. Chen Boyu, Duan Junsheng, and Fan Huajun all successfully built foundations. They all opened 5 Taoist platforms and received praise from the sect master, but when Wuchang heard this, he couldn't help but smile. He recalled the memories of his previous life and found that these people had their breakthrough around this time. Second senior brother, how is that Xiao Fan? Linghong was slightly stunned. He didn't understand why his junior brother mentioned Xiao Fan specifically. Fourth junior brother, Xiao Fan suffered heavy injuries in the secret realm last time. I heard that it was senior brother Kai Ping who did it. The sect leader was quite angry because of this incident and even reprimanded senior brother Kai Ping. When Ji Wuchang heard this, he couldn't help but froze on the spot. What is this? Second senior brother, who made the news and is related to senior brother Kai Ping. Xing Linghong smiled slightly, and then said, who else could it be? Of course Xiao Fan himself. I may not believe what others say about the sect master. When senior brother Kai Ping heard this, he was very angry and slapped Xiao Fan directly. It is said that even one of his teeth was knocked out. But then the sect leader arrived, reprimanded senior brother Kai Ping, and asked senior brother Kai Ping to think about his mistakes behind closed doors, but he hasn't come out yet. Ji Wuchang was a little speechless. Did Xiao Fan really not know that he was the one who robbed him? Ji Wuchang felt that his disguise was ordinary, and the other party was so smart. Thinking about it afterwards, he should be able to recognize him, right? Second senior brother, how did senior brother Kai Ping answer the sect master? Ji Wuchang is really curious. He doesn't have much memory about Kai Ping in his previous life, so he doesn't quite understand Kai Ping's behavior style. Xing Linghong smiled slightly, and then said, senior brother Kai Ping has no excuse, but his eyes are extremely cold, that when Ji Wuchang heard this, he almost laughed out of his mind. Kai Ping took the blame for this. Kai Ping is ruthless, and Xiao Fan is not a good person either. The two of them worked together in the last life, and they are likely to have a fight in this life. I can just take advantage of it and drain the luck of these two people. By the way, second senior brother, how is Xiao Fan? Xing Linghong smiled slightly, and then said, the sect leader really didn't tell him. It is said that he got a fortune pill for him. Not only can it repair his dantian, but it can also improve his cultivation. He is currently in retreat. Of course, I heard all this from others, and I don't know the details. But Master said that Xiao Fan's injury is too serious. One good fortune pill should not be enough, and there will be sequelae in the future. That when Ji Wuchang heard this, he couldn't help but nodded. No one knew Xiao Fan's injury better than him. It was his masterpiece. Ji Wuchang chatted with Xing Linghong about other things and understood everything about the sect. As soon as Xing Linghong left, Changqing came. Junior sister Changqing, is something wrong? Ji Wuchang really didn't expect Changqing to come. After all, the only real interaction between the two was when they became apprentices. He took a look at Changqing's cultivation level, which was much better than when he left. He was already at the 6th level of qi refining. The reason why Changqing's cultivation level can grow so fast is closely related to Huangji True Water. Changqing's physique is that of water spirit. Huangji True Water not only repaired her physique, but also activated her original potential. Let Changqing's cultivation, which was originally scattered in her limbs and bones, gather again in dantian. In the entire Shaozhou Peak, Changqing is what Ji Wuchang values most, and her future achievements will definitely be higher than others. Of course, compared with myself, it is definitely far inferior. Fourth senior brother, I am able to join Master's sect, and I have to thank fourth senior brother very much. I should have come a long time ago, but the last time I came here, the fourth senior brother had already left the sect. Now that fourth senior brother is back, I naturally have to come and thank you, Changqing said with a smile. Compared with the first time in Changshengmen Square, he was completely different. Ji Wuchang shook his head slightly, then said, this is your chance, you should thank Master. If Master hadn't brought the Imperial True Water, your physique might not have recovered. Changqing shook his head slightly, then smiled and said, Brother Ji, Master has already said that you were the first to discover my special physique. It was also at your suggestion that Master decided to accept a disciple. Master, I naturally have to thank you, but I also need to thank fourth brother. Ji Wuchang was slightly stunned. He didn't expect that Master would even tell Changqing this. He didn't deny this. After all, it was true. Junior sister Changqing, our Shaozhou Peak is relatively weaker than other peaks. I also hope that Master can have a few evil disciples to strengthen Shaozhou Peak. Your qualifications are the best in our entire Shaozhou Peak. You must work hard to practice in the future. If you can surpass us, we will definitely be happier. Ji Wuchang smiled and said, he knew very well that Zhang Qin would improve quickly. If he didn't have a system, it would only be a matter of time before Zhang Qin surpassed him, but now, it would be very difficult for Zhang Qin to surpass him. After hearing this, Zhang Qin nodded repeatedly, asked Ji Wuchang a question about cultivation, and then said goodbye and left. Ji Wuchang finally felt quiet, and couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. He shook his body and went straight to the sect's cultivation room. Chapter 98, Sensational in the Entire Sect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the Purple Soul platform, runes automatically emerged and gradually formed a purple disc. At this moment, Ji Wuchang exuded a terrible pressure on his body. This pressure affected the entire training tower. Those who were originally practicing in the secret room felt their souls tremble and left the training room one after another. Tang Yuan even flew to the door of Ji Wuchang's training room with a look of surprise on his face. Boom boom. At this moment, the sound of thunder suddenly resounded throughout the Chongqing Gate. Thunderclouds suddenly appeared in the originally clear sky, and a terrible pressure was revealed from the thunderclouds. What's going on? How could there be a thunder tribulation? Is someone going to break through to the soul-dividing realm again? I don't know. The direction covered by the thunder tribulation seems to be the training tower. Let's go and take a look. Which elder is going to break through again? Hurry up and join in the fun. The disciples of Chongqing Gate heard the news and moved towards the training tower. Not only them, but also the heads of the peaks of each peak flew up and rushed to the training tower. Even the sect master Xiao Fan, who was in retreat, was alarmed. He came out of the retreat and looked at the thunderclouds in the sky, with a look of suspicion on his face. If he remembered correctly, no one in Chongqing sect should be trying to break through the soul division realm for the time being. In just a moment, many people gathered in the training tower, but they did not dare to approach the training tower, but stayed not far away. Everyone in the training tower also heard the thunder. Just when everyone was suspicious, the fifth elder Tang Yuan spoke. Everyone leave quickly. Once you are involved in the thunder tribulation, the consequences will be unimaginable. When everyone heard Tang Yuan's words, they rushed out one by one in an instant, and they dared not stay. So, people outside saw a group of people rushing out of the training tower, as if there was some prehistoric beast behind them. Brother, what happened? A disciple outside grabbed a person who came out of the training tower and asked. You ask me, who should I ask? I was practicing well in the practice room, but I was interrupted. And then ran out. Pour my 100 low-grade spirit stones. I have saved them for a long time. I was originally thinking of breaking through a small realm or something, but now it's all gone. The captured person hurriedly complained with a sad face. The people who turned around to join in the fun turned their eyes to the practice tower silently. Elders, do you know who is inside? Xiao Fan smiled and looked at the elders around him and asked. The elders looked at each other, and finally shook their heads. They really didn't know. The fourth elder In Shuyao, who had the most hope of breaking through the soul-dividing realm, was right next to him, and they had no way of guessing the others. Master, let's wait for the fifth elder to come out. He must know. The second elder Zhou Yuan smiled and spoke. The other elders also nodded and agreed with the second elder's statement. Xiao Fan also nodded. He was just curious. At this moment in the training tower, the 9 flawless Dao bases outside Ji Wuchang's body exuded terrible pressure, which was no weaker than that of a person at the 9th level of the foundation building realm. The rumbling thunder in the sky made Ji Wuchang stunned for a moment, and his eyes suddenly widened. In his previous life, he accidentally saw an ancient scroll. The ancient scroll recorded that if anyone could condense 10 Dao platforms, he would inevitably attract thunder tribulation. Because the way of heaven does not allow such a person to exist, he must be wiped out. When he thought of this, Ji Wuchang's eyes suddenly became unusually bright. Thunder tribulation means destruction, but at the same time, it is also accompanied by vitality. If he can use thunder and lightning to temper his body again, he can not only strengthen his physique, but also take this opportunity to condense the power of wind and thunder. To practice the wind and thunder fist, you need to condense a thunder and lightning seed. if you go to the Wind and Thunder Valley as usual, I don't know how long it will take to condense it, but the arrival of the Thunder Tribulation may allow him to reach the ideal level today. Thinking of this, Ji Wuchang waved to Ji Yaoyao, and Ji Yaoyao turned into a wisp of green smoke and entered Ji Wuchang's storage ring. Ji Wuchang opened the door of the training room, and outside was the extremely anxious fifth elder Tang Yuan. The training tower may not be able to withstand the Thunder Tribulation. As soon as Ji Wuchang came out, Tang Yuan was about to speak, but when he saw the 9 flawless Taoist platforms behind Ji Wuchang, his eyes suddenly widened. Ji Wuchang was afraid of lightning, so he flew outside without delay. In just a moment, Ji Wuchang rushed out of the training tower and came outside. Boom boom. Above the sky, thunder rumbled and shook, and thunderclouds rolled violently. But at this moment, no one looked at the thunderclouds in the sky, and all looked at Ji Wuchang. The 9 flawless Taoist platforms, like 9 suns, blinded everyone's eyes. Although Zhen Miaoqing barely condensed 9 Taoist platforms back then, they were not all flawless Taoist platforms. The 8th Daotai had some flaws, and the 9th one had even more. Zhen Yaotian's eyes sparkled with envy. Third Elder, congratulations. Zhen Yaotian clasped his fists to Meng Kaihong carefully. He sincerely congratulated Meng Kaihong. After Zhen Miaoqing, Chang Shengmen unexpectedly had another disciple with 9 Daotais. This was definitely a sign of Chang Shengmen's prosperity. Meng Kaihong also looked at Ji Wuchang in shock. She felt dizzy. Ji Wuchang had told him that by tempering the 5 internal organs with the 5 elements of innate spiritual objects, 9 Dao platforms could be condensed. To be honest, Meng Kaihong was half believing and half doubting, but she found 3 5-element spiritual objects for Ji Wuchang with the mentality of giving it a try, and Ji Wuchang found 2 for himself. She didn't expect that Ji Wuchang could really condense 9 Dao platforms, and they were flawless Dao platforms. Hearing the words of the sect master at this moment, Meng Kaihong came back to her senses and clasped her fists to the sect master and said, "Sect master, congratulations." Zhen Yaotian couldn't help laughing when he heard it, and he was in a very happy mood. Although Ji Wuchang was a disciple of the 3rd elder Meng Kaihong, he was also a disciple of Chang Shengmen, so naturally he was happy. Zhou Yuan, Yin Shuyao, Yu Zhen, Jing Fengcheng, Jia Yuanliang, and Li Zhenfeng, the 6 elders, clasped their fists to congratulate Meng Kaihong, but the corners of the 6 people's mouths couldn't help but reveal a bitter smile. Zhen Miaoqing left, and they thought their disciples had a chance to seize a high position in Chang Shengmen. But Ji Wuchang suddenly appeared, and he would definitely become everyone's biggest enemy. Disciples who condense 9 Dao platforms are more scarce than those with heavenly roots. If Ji Wuchang's competition was the initial emergence of his talents in the sect and entered the vision of Chang Shengmen's high-level leaders. Now that he has condensed 9 Dao platforms, he has completely established his unshakable position in Chang Shengmen. But they don't know that Ji Wuchang's soul sea of consciousness also hides a soul Dao platform. If they knew that Ji Wuchang condensed 10 Dao platforms, everyone in Chang Shengmen would probably go crazy. Chapter 99 Thunder Tribulation, Innate Divine Power. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Boom boom. The thunderclouds rolled violently, and lightning flashed in the thunderclouds, making everyone present look serious. Many people found it strange that when Zhen Miaoqing condensed 9 Taoist platforms, it didn't seem to make such a big noise. However, most of the elders were not very clear, so they could only wait and see. Ji Wuchang looked at the thunderclouds rolling in the sky, and a hint of excitement appeared in his eyes. At this moment, a lightning bolt broke through the darkness, fell from the sky, and directly struck Ji Wuchang. Ji Wuchang groaned, and the place where he was struck by lightning was extremely painful, and his skin was charred. Lightning flashed all over his body, and Ji Wuchang grimaced in pain. However, as the destructive power in the lightning dissipated, a special vitality emerged. At this time, the roll of Ji Wuchang's golden skin was highlighted. On Ji Wuchang's skin, golden light burst out. These lights gathered from all directions to the charred skin, and the charred black on it gradually faded, and then fell off, revealing the golden skin. And part of the lightning that flowed into the flesh was directly swallowed by the bones of the whole body. At the same time, Ji Wuchang used the skills in the Wind and Thunder Fist to make the lightning that roamed the whole body continue to gather towards the Dantian. In the Dantian, there was still a part of the lightning power that Ji Wuchang condensed in the Wind and Thunder Valley last time, like a small thunderball. With the influx of these lightning powers, they immediately merged with the lightning that was still left, and the lightning ball immediately doubled in size. As the first lightning fell, the following lightnings continued to fall one after another, and the people present were shocked. At this moment, the horror of the 9 Taoist platforms was revealed. The 9 Taoist platforms vibrated hummingly, and the lightning that struck Ji Wuchang was instantly absorbed by each of the 9 Taoist platforms. This is equivalent to reducing the power of lightning to 1/10. But even so, Ji Wuchang was almost numb from the pain, and black smoke kept coming out of his body. The lightning and thunder continued to fall without stopping, and the golden skin was no longer enough to resist the lightning and thunder that kept falling. Fortunately, Ji Wuchang still had the Wind and Thunder Fist technique, which continuously introduced lightning and thunder into his Dantian. At this moment, a basketball-sized lightning ball appeared in his Dantian. As lightning and thunder continued to pour in, the lightning ball began to mutate, and a lightning rune was slowly forming in the lightning ball. This lightning rune was the seed of lightning and thunder, and it was also the key to practicing the Wind and Thunder Fist. Once formed, it would not dissipate like a mark. All around the training tower, everyone looked at Ji Wuchang, who was wrapped in countless lightning, with a solemn expression. With so many lightning and thunder, even those who had just entered the Purple Mansion realm could not guarantee that they could withstand it. But Ji Wuchang had just reached the first level of the Foundation Establishment realm, but he could withstand it, which was enough to show the horror of the 9 Taoist platforms. Meng Kaihong was worried. She originally thought that there were only a few lightning bolts, but now there were dozens of them. At this moment, an old man appeared out of nowhere not far from the crowd. When the elders of Chongqing sect saw this old man, they were shocked and bowed and said, "Greetings, ancestor." That this old man was the real Dinghe Shenzhen of Chongqing sect, Zhen Nanfeng, who was at the peak of the 9th level of the Soul Division realm. The ancestor had been in seclusion, participating in the secret of breaking through the 6-god realm, and had not appeared for a long time. Unexpectedly, even the ancestor was alarmed this time. How could they not be surprised? Zhen Yaotian was also very surprised and bowed and saluted. Zhen Nanfeng waved his hand casually, then smiled and said, "No need to be polite, I also came to see this little guy." 9 flawless Taoist platforms, better than Miaoqing. I have only seen them in my life, and their future achievements are limitless. That everyone was a little surprised when they heard the ancestors' evaluation, but they could accept it. Not far from these people, Xiao Fan came. He was originally in seclusion in the main peak, and was also alarmed by this place. When he saw the 9 flawless Taoist platforms behind Ji Wuchang, his face showed a strong envy. In his eyes, there was a murderous intent. Envy, jealousy, hatred, and all kinds of eyes appeared on his face. He felt that this honor should belong to him. He, Xiao Fan, had a heavenly bone, surpassing everyone in Changshengmen. He was the real pride of heaven. However, his Dantian has not been completely repaired yet. Although the body has been repaired again, some parts have become smaller and are about to become small bean sprouts, which makes him furious. I am the one who is the focus of everyone's attention. Why does he, Ji Wuchang, have the right? Xiao Fan's heart was shouting wildly, making his face look distorted. At this moment, he hated Kai Ping, Ji Wuchang, and those who overshadowed him. These people must die, they must die. Xiao Fan screamed in his heart, his eyes turned red, emitting a beast-like light. Huang Wanqiu came, looking at Ji Wuchang bathed in thunder and lightning with complicated eyes. Sui Yan came, expressionless. Chen Boyu, Duan Junsheng, Fan Huajun and others appeared one after another. They all broke through the foundation building stage. They looked at Ji Wuchang in the distance. The 3 of them looked at each other, shook their heads and smiled bitterly at the same time. Ji Wuchang frowned and looked at the thunderclouds in the sky. Dozens of them fell, and there was no sign of dissipating, but he was not afraid either. He had not used the Soul Dao platform in the Soul Sea of Consciousness, and now it was time to use it. As Ji Wuchang's mind moved, the Soul Dao platform vibrated, and the lightning on the surface of Ji Wuchang's body was immediately sucked away by a violent suction force. In the sky, lightning kept falling, but as soon as it touched Ji Wuchang's body, it disappeared without a trace, which made everyone at the scene stunned. As lightning poured into the Soul Dao platform, a vortex immediately appeared on the Soul Dao platform, and all the lightning sank into the vortex and disappeared without a trace. This vortex was like a bottomless pit, swallowing all the lightning. Ji Wuchang didn't expect that the 10th Dao platform was so fierce, and one Dao platform was more powerful than the other 9 Dao platforms. His idea was really right. The 10th Dao platform transcended the heavenly Dao and had an innate magical power. The innate magical power of Ji Wuchang's 10th Dao platform was called swallowing, which could swallow everything, but he didn't know it yet. Of course, this innate magical power is still relatively weak now. It can only devour things that enter Ji Wuchang's soul sea of consciousness, and it is powerless in other places. Lightning continued to fall and struck Ji Wuchang's body. Finally, the thundercloud rolled, and a purple thunder as thick as a baby's arm fell, but after Ji Wuchang opened the 10th Tao platform, everything was solved. In the end, the thundercloud dissipated unwillingly. The onlookers breathed a sigh of relief, and then cheered loudly. Chapter 100, Foundation Building Level 3, Emerging. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After the thunderbolt, the spiritual power in Ji Wuchang's body was almost exhausted, but at this moment, a powerful vitality poured into Ji Wuchang's body. This power was like a trickle, nourishing Ji Wuchang's almost dried meridians and repairing Ji Wuchang's charred skin struck by lightning. His originally dry dantian quickly filled up, and the 9 flawless Dao platforms vibrated, and at the same time a huge suction force came. This suction force expanded rapidly outward, 1 zhang, 10 zhang, 100 zhang, and finally covered 1,000 zhang range. This scene stunned the people present, and many people looked at the 9 flawless Dao platforms behind Ji Wuchang with envy in their eyes. With each additional Dao platform, its attack power will be greatly increased. Moreover, when fighting with others, its recovery ability is faster than others. Ji Wuchang's 9 Dao platforms, just broke through the foundation building realm, can absorb spiritual power within a radius of 1,000 zhang. You know, many people who have just entered the Purple Mansion realm can only reach this level at most. This makes many people more clearly realize the horror of the 9 Taoist platforms at this moment. The spiritual power around them gathered madly towards Ji Wuchang, and gathered above Ji Wuchang's head, forming a huge spiritual power vortex. This spiritual power vortex fell towards Ji Wuchang's head like a funnel. The 9 Taoist platforms behind Ji Wuchang emitted a glassy light at the same time. A powerful suction force emerged, madly devouring the spiritual power falling from the sky. At the same time, in Ji Wuchang's soul sea of consciousness, the Soul Taoist platform was also not idle. A stream of spiritual power gushed out, and this spiritual power contained powerful vitality. These spiritual powers were just the magnificent vitality extracted from the thunder and lightning after the Soul Taoist platform swallowed the thunder and lightning. After swallowing, it was refined, the dross was removed, the essence was taken, and it fed back to Ji Wuchang. With the joint cooperation of the 10 Dao Tai inside and outside, Ji Wuchang's languid aura was instantly restored, and his cultivation began to rise. Back then, Miao Qing broke through to the early 3rd level of the foundation building realm in one fell swoop. I wonder how far this kid can go. Jin Nanfeng smiled and spoke, and his words made all the elders realize that the ancestor was very optimistic about Ji Wuchang. This made many elders envious, and at the same time sighed for their disciples. Meng Kaihong was completely relieved at this moment. She had no requirements for what level Ji Wuchang could reach. On Ji Wuchang's side, 10 Daotais exerted their strength at the same time, and Ji Wuchang's cultivation almost instantly reached the peak of the 1st level of the foundation building realm, but this did not end, but continued to rise. In just a few breaths, his cultivation reached the 2nd level of the foundation building realm. Ji Wuchang was mentally prepared for this, and there was no surprise at all. For him, this moment is just a long-term accumulation. In the past 2 months, more than half of the cultivation rewards for signing in have been used to temper the body and internal organs, so that Ji Wuchang has no shortcomings from the inside out. And because of the baptism of thunder tribulation, his foundation is more solid. even if he continuously improves a few small steps, it will not be a big deal. Of course, Wuchang will not blindly pursue the realm, that is meaningless. Strength is the foundation. Wuchang divides the spiritual power that flows into the body into three parts: one flows into the internal organs, one flows into the limbs, and one flows into the dantian and the meridians throughout the body. Golden skin, jade bones, and divine treasures are not realms, but foundations. He represents Wuchang in laying the supreme foundation when he was building the foundation, and what he has to do in the future is to continuously strengthen the foundation on the basis of this supreme foundation, while letting it grow and grow, make good use of this foundation, so that he will gradually become his strongest backing, and will not become unstable and empty because of the breakthrough of the realm. Therefore, the simultaneous growth of the three is the direction of practice that Wuchang has long determined, but even so, this force is too huge. Even if it is divided into three parts, Wuchang's realm continues to rise, the middle stage of the second level of the foundation building realm. The late stage of the second level of the foundation building realm. The peak of the second level of the foundation building realm. The spiritual power of 1,000 feet in radius rushed to Wuchang like a moth to a flame. The onlookers clearly felt that the spiritual power around them became thinner. "Wuchang, your master will help you," Meng Kaihong spoke calmly, waved her hand, and thousands of low-grade spiritual stones flew out and came directly to Wuchang, and then exploded one after another. The huge spiritual power directly formed a spiritual power storm, which instantly surrounded Wuchang. Wuchang's cultivation, which had stagnated at the peak of the second level of the foundation building realm, soared again and reached the early stage of the third level of the foundation building realm. In Wuchang's body, above the 5 internal organs, 5 rings appeared, turning into 5 black holes, and a huge suction force came from above. The 5 internal organs correspond to the 5 elements, and they are endless. As the 5 black holes devoured crazily, the heart, liver, spleen, lungs and kidneys began to beat at the same time, and red blood rushed in the blood vessels. The blood spread throughout the body, causing the muscles of the whole body to vibrate, revealing the golden skin, emitting a dazzling golden light. After the golden light lasted for a while, it gradually dimmed and then returned to normal, but Wuchang could clearly feel that his skin was tougher and stronger at this moment. The powerful spiritual power formed a mist around Wuchang, making Wuchang unable to see clearly. But everyone felt at the same time that Wuchang's cultivation level had risen again, reaching the middle stage of the third level of the foundation building realm. This level has surpassed Miaoqing. System, sign in. Wuchang felt the spiritual power around him begin to weaken, but his 5 internal organs and body still felt eager, so he directly used today's sign-in. Ding! Successfully signed in at the Changshengmen Training Tower, rewarded with 8 years of cultivation. Luck value +8. The voice of the system sounded in Wuchang's mind, and a terrible spiritual power emerged from his body again. Wuchang looked up to the sky and roared, and a terrible suction force came from his mouth, and the spiritual power around him rushed into his mouth crazily. Wuchang's cultivation level rose again, directly reaching the peak of the third level of the foundation building realm. At this moment, a terrible pressure emerged on Wuchang's body. This pressure made all the foundation building cultivators change color, and they couldn't even think of resisting under this pressure. Even Huang Wanqiu, Sui Yan and others who had just entered the Purple Mansion realm had extremely solemn faces, because this pressure was no worse than those who were already in the Purple Mansion realm, and it even felt stronger. Fortunately, this pressure came quickly and went away quickly. In just a moment, this pressure disappeared, as if it had never appeared. The 9 Taoist platforms outside Wuchang's body also disappeared and returned to Wuchang's body. From today on, Wuchang is a third-level cultivator in the Foundation Establishment realm, and he has truly made a name for himself in Changshengmen. Wuchang is remembered by everyone, from the ancestors to the disciples.